Today, I'm going to show you some of my favorite ways of dressing you in a black wedding dress. Many of you come to me and you're like, Sue, I want a black wedding dress, but you don't realize all the creative options that are available to you. If you have been wanting to wear a black wedding dress, today is the day that I'm going to show you some ideas on how you can incorporate black and some of the things that our clients have created, not realizing that they would love it so much. Before we get started, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I do weekly videos on bridal alterations, wedding dress shopping, and a little bit of bridal ownership. This first idea is adding gray liner to your wedding dress. This is Peyton's dress. She recently tagged us on Instagram. You have got to go to my tagged photos and see her wedding day. She did the gray liner because she wanted something different. When she tried this dress on, it was completely strapless. It was also fitted, which is a whole nother story I'll tell you later. But she added pockets, the build-up, which is the part that goes from the dress and the bust all the way to the shoulder. See this build-up here? She added the sleeves, and she, of course, added the buttons and detail of the illusion in the back. When you go to the Instagram page, you will see how flawless, smooth, and beautiful the back buttons, the details, all of it just ties so seamlessly together. Peyton was an out-of-town bride. She also had a very short timeline. So the amount of stress that she was under just with her dress coming in on time, everything looking great, not having a million meetings because she lived so far away, all of those fears were in her mind. But once her dress came in, she was able to take her dress home within a couple of meetings. And just working with our team, we're just so caring and super easygoing, but very talented and have a lot of attention to detail. This is Xander Lane. She is part of the Maggie Sotero collection. I was a Maggie bride many years ago when I got married, so I love representing this brand. And as a seamstress, they have some of the best designs for fit, sculpting, I could go on and on, but the attention to detail with Xander Lane is so beautiful. We have her for the next 10 days as a loan sample. So if you can get your appointment scheduled before next week, we can try her on. Now she is a size 6, so she's on the smaller side, but we have a lot of other dresses with for full figured women, medium sizes. So you just let me know. One of the ways that you can plan your appointment for me and help me out to help you is send me your measurements. I recently had a bride come in from Austin, Texas, and she sent me her measurements, so I was able to get everything ready for her and set up. And so it was so easy for her to come to the appointment feeling like I already had 5 steps ahead and she wasn't going to be blindsided trying to figure it all out in the moment. Because we offer private appointments and we do them VIP style, we're in a 7,000 square foot building. So we don't do prom and bridesmaids anymore. We specifically focus on wedding dresses. We have 450 in stock and in-house bridal alterations. And we've really dug deep into customizations because we offer the private appointments. So when you're booking your appointment with me, you're going to notice there's a deposit to hold your time and date, but the deposit goes directly towards your bill. If you have any hesitations about that, you'll let me know. I have videos on all my booking forms to answer some of your top questions. The next thing I want you to do is send me your measurements if you have a short timeline. If you're also nervous about the deposit, sending me your measurements will also ensure that the styles, the sizes, everything will be on point and you won't have to worry about like, well, what if they don't have what I'm looking for? Or if this is your first appointment, you're probably going to be nervous about, well, what looks good on me? I have no idea. I've never even gone dress shopping. Well, that is where private appointments are so great because I do all that research with you. I teach you before you come in. I interact, make the connection, show you dresses back and forth. This is how your private appointment will be so different from a typical standard appointment. I highly recommend this bustle, which is the over bustle, an American bustle. There's multiple points in here so that you can maximize the black lace. See how the design is maximized and it continues on? I love using little details that will make your bustle look so pretty during the reception. Your bustle is such an important part of your reception and your wedding day look, so I really like to think about how the lace can be maximized. So we place the lace on the train so that when it's bustled, it's like it was thought through for the end result. Sometimes you end up covering your lace, but since you're doing a custom dress, you can think about these things since you get to decide how you want them placed. The next idea I'm going to run by you is inspired by Ava's bride, Sarah. She wanted a black wedding dress, but in the process, I showed her the idea of incorporating black with a blush dress because some of her inspo photos were kind of romantic, and I thought, why don't we just try this? Well, she happened to be in the store at a time where Delcy was designing her black wedding dress, and she fell in love with what Delcy was creating with her dress. Well, both of them ended up purchasing a Maggie Sotero dress and customized black on top of the blush. This worked out really well because Sarah was able to save a ton of cost by purchasing a dress that had the right fit and all the details and the structure, but then she was able to personalize black on top. This is the original dress by Maggie Sotero. We had this one in store. She loved everything about it, but it was just screaming for customization. For this particular client, we are maximizing the black lace so that for the reception, the train is equally as fantastic as it is when the train is down. These are the little things that you may not be thinking about, but we as designers are. When the dress is mass produced and manufactured, they can't always pinpoint each individual, but when you're having those changes made locally or within manufacturing and here in our store, these are the little details that we like to think through all the way to the end result. The next idea is adding stretch to your off-the-shoulder sleeves. Not only does this look fantastic with black lace on top of the sheer plunge in the neckline, but having stretch in your sleeves allows you to move your arms. It's also going to keep your sleeves up on your arm higher if you are trying to minimize the look of your biceps. I meet a lot of women that hate their arms and they need someone like me to really problem solve that. Yes, I can hype you up and tell you that your arms look great, but if you don't believe that and you've always struggled with that, then that's a body image issue that I can resolve by adding stretch into your sleeves, and you can show it in different ways. So let's look at that in person. How do you feel about adding a slit to your dress if your dress doesn't already have a slit? This is one that we have done over and over. Speaking of Delcy, here she is in her wedding dress. Delcy came to us from California. It's really hard to justify the pricing that she was experiencing in California, so it cost her less to fly to DFW. Tickets were so reasonable, and having us customize her Maggie Sotero dress, adding black to the train and doing everything exactly the way she wanted it, putting samples on her so she could try out her ideas before she purchased them. This was exactly what Delcy was looking for. And it was crazy that even with the flights, even with the stress of travel, it was still much better for her, and the experience couldn't have been more incredible. Within 2 meetings, she was able to take her dress home and it fit perfectly. Of course, if she wanted to come back and do anything else, she was welcome to, but we were trying to help her stay as efficient and effective with her timeline. We attract a lot of working professionals and women with very demanding schedules. So even if you don't live in California, you just live down the street, but you don't want to have all these meetings when it could have been an email, we are all about streamlining. That's why we have so many videos on our website. That's why we use automation. We don't answer our phones as much because we're always working on client projects. So there are some pros to the cons, but they're also just letting you know how we operate, why we do it this way. We get so many women with short timelines. And the way that we're able to specifically target these niches that would otherwise be stressful is because of the operations that we have used in our business that streamline and save you time, which also saves us time. Delcy dropped the back of her dress to make it more of a deep V because before it just felt like her torso was short. And so dropping the deep V made her back feel longer, taller, thinner. It also had an ivory bow here, but we switched it out, put all the lace back on like the original and made it black. Delcy had an eye for design, and it kind of ties into what she does for a living. So these are ideas I never would have thought of, but you guys are amazing. The collaboration and teamwork that happens between you, me, your family, your guests that you bring, your inspo photos, your Pinterest board, it's incredible. Delcy not only inspired Sarah to do her dress, but she's also inspiring you. Think about it. Let's end it here. I have so many more transformations to show you, black wedding dresses to show you, and just creative non-traditional dresses too. If you're going with flowers or whatever the case may be. I want to hear from you in the comments. Which of these styles did you like the best? Did you like it when it was all black? Did you like it when there was glitter in the black? Did you like the nude color? Or did you prefer when the dress was a blush and we added the black to it? I would love to know your honest opinions below. Now I want to get your appointment scheduled. So the first thing we need to do is find a date and time that works for you. I keep all of my schedule times and dates in the highlight button. So I'll put that link below in the description, but I will also need a deposit from you so I can get started once we figure out the time and date. And that is going to hold your spot for your private appointment. And from there, we're going to do this VIP style. I'm going to walk you through a style quiz that I need from you. You have to complete the style quiz if you want me to work my magic. That quiz asks every question under the sun that I would possibly need. I'll see you on Instagram. Mwah!